Hey, Tennessee, if you care about this nation, if you care about how our government is acting unlawfully, please give me just a couple minutes of your time. This work is as profoundly important as when we declared independence from Great Britain. I'm going to walk you through and teach you about your most powerful constitutional right, a constitutional right that you don't even know that you have because it has been actively oppressed by the government. And I'm going to put this in the simplest terms that every day, every man can understand. So imagine that you're driving down the road to go to Florida on vacation or something. You got two kids in the back. And the older sibling starts picking on the younger sibling, and the younger one complains, "Mom, Dad, he keeps pulling my hair and pinching me, make him stop." Now imagine Mom and Dad just ignore that and allow that older sibling to torment the younger one. I was the youngest of 6 boys, and I can tell you, it's not fun when you're being bullied and harassed by older siblings. That is exactly what happens with our representatives and senators who ignore our complaints. The protests that we're seeing across the country, in my opinion, are essentially useless. It's not in proper form. They're not even telling them exactly what they want. When you petition the government, you state the facts, you state the argument, this is why it's wrong, and the redress that you want. But that's not happening with the protest. And a protest can just be ignored by the government, like the one that we saw in Richmond, Virginia, about Second Amendment rights being infringed upon. The government just ignored it and passed whatever statute they wanted to pass anyway, despite the thousands assembled. This is in Article 1, Section 23 of the Tennessee Constitution, and it's in the First Amendment of the United States. In the First Amendment, it says we have a right to petition for redress of grievance. In the Tennessee Constitution, it's better protected. And it says that we have a right to apply to the powers of the government, and that's all branches of government, to petition for redress of grievance or other proper purpose by address or remonstrance. And by address means, sit down, I got something to complain to you about. We have some problems that we need to get fixed. And so this is a legal document. Yes, it gets passed around and people sign on to it. The more signatures, the better. But here's the process. You give it to a member of the House or the Senate, and you say, this is our remonstrance, or this is an address that we want to make, or that we want you to make on our behalf. A brief statement is filed with the clerk of the House or the clerk of the Senate, and then that petition is announced, and then the remonstrance is read, or the address is made. That is incredibly powerful. And I explain this. If you go find my website, you can find my website through this social media page that this video is posted on. Find my website, you can find my YouTube channel, and I have videos that explain this in detail, that go back into the history of how this constitutional right was exercised. This right is more powerful than the right to bear arms. And I'll give you a perfect example. I'm the first person to file a petition of remonstrance with the Tennessee General Assembly since the year 1850. And the fact that that hasn't happened in 170 years is prima facie evidence that this right is actively oppressed by the government, and we must restore this right, especially seeing what's happening in this country today with these protests in every major city just about. I was a 4th Recon Marine for 8 years, and I can be pretty lethal if I need to be. I'm a warrior. So let's say I geared up, put on body armor, grabbed an AR-15 and several magazines, and went down to the General Assembly and said, I want the reforms that I wanted in my remonstrance. I probably wouldn't get too far, and I would be labeled by the media, as a lunatic. But instead, I went in there with a petition of remonstrance, exercising my constitutional right, and I'm pretty sure as a result of it, they reconstituted the Tennessee Board of Judicial Conduct, which in my opinion is an agency comprised of criminals protecting criminals, but also that is in plain violation of the Tennessee Constitution. But because of my remonstrance, I'm pretty sure, they reconstituted that agency. And they got rid of some bad members who were covering up judicial conduct, and then they added some new members to that. That was one man that did that. That has not happened. When my petition was announced on the floor of the House, there was like 7-10 seconds of silence. All the members were just like, what happened? I'll tell you what happened. The voice and the power of the people just woke up. I believe in my heart that when this right is restored, when petitions are again welcomed in the General Assemblies across this nation, as well as in the United States Congress, when that happens, I believe a great healing of our nation will commence. So I hope you will join me. My name is John Gentry. I'm a candidate for State Senate, Sumner County, Trousdale County, and part of Davidson County. And I hope for your support in my election, but moreover, or more so, I hope for your support and your help in restoring this most powerful of our constitutional rights. So, God bless, Godspeed to us all, and in God we trust. Thank you.